incredible Ian Prattis has written his 17th book. Here it is, Painting with Words, Poetry for a New Era, and he's here to talk about it today, right here on Daytime Ottawa. Hello. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Ian Prattis, the founder of Friends for Peace as well. You've got a lot going on, it seems.
It does, it does.
With the 17 books, you're even working on an 18th one, okay. So this book, I mean, how did this one come to be? This is a collection of your poetry?
Well, there's 55 poems about my spiritual, I would say, adventure rather than evolution.
It's spiritual adventure. So then when did you start writing these poems?
I wrote these from teenage. I was in Britain's Peace Corps in Borneo, and I was surrounded by such vivid surrounds. I just started to scribble poetry about it.
Wow.
And just shove it into folders, which I forget about.
Yeah, but you found all these folders?
I found them all, and I was astonished because there's a lot of rubbish in there, which I didn't use, but there were 6 distinct thematic moods.
Okay, so what are those moods?
The first one is bittersweet, and this is rather dark. And in that darkness, I've got a poem about my son. He got lost in the drug underground of Glasgow, and I went in to get him out. And it was quite a hilarious adventure. And we ended up writing a poem together. I would write one line, he would do another, then I one. And so we couldn't tell where I finished and where he started. So that poem is in there, and that's kind of a treasure.
Okay. So 5 other parts?
The 5 other parts are kind of interesting because it moves just as I am moving and changing. So does the other parts. The second part is about my love of nature. The third and fourth are about clumsy steps on the spiritual path. Some in Mexico, the others in India. And there is quite a distinct difference between the two.
Okay.
The latter is far more mature than the former.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to get to all those parts, the final parts.
We can come to that later.
Okay. We'll see if there's time. You want to leave a legacy with this book because that's what you do with most of your books. With
this particular book, the last section was on ancient wisdom. I was on a cross-country canoe trip across Canada, and what I wanted to do was write an epic poem under the most miserable conditions that you could imagine. But I wanted to bring home to my grandchildren the magnificence of the Canadian wilderness. And also I wove into it the wisdom of the elders, so that they would have a First Nations notion of what the rivers, mountains, forests meant. And it seems to have gone over very well with my children.
That's good.
No, not so much my children, my grandchildren.
Okay.
Yeah, it was aimed at them.
Okay, great. That's good. It's good to leave a legacy behind.
Yeah, this was deliberate, and either they're humoring me or they got it.
I'm sure they did get it. Now, let's talk about the book launch, though. You've got a book launch coming up on the 31st. What
That's
will
right.
be happening?
I'll be giving a talk about the poetic voice and how it started, and the different mistakes and jumps that I made, and then open up a conversation about poetry, because this is poetry for a new era, and I'm very conscious of that. Is that lots of people don't like poetry, or they don't read it, but people read this and they get caught, because it's not just old-fashioned poetry. It's sculpted a different way.
It's something everybody can relate to?
I think so, and okay. that was my hope from the beginning.
Amazing. It's happening at Prest at 750 Gladstone from 4 to 6 on the 31st. Just quickly, you've got another book in the works already?
Yes, this is called Broken Glass, and it's about our broken world.
Wow, and that's the 18th book already.
Yes, it's churning.
IanPrattis.com for more information and the new book, Painting with Words, Poetry for a New Era. We look forward to the book launch. Thank you for being here as always.
Well, thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you for being here. Have a good day.